Good morning and welcome back to Coffee Talk, my friends. It's been a spicy week. Today I feel like I'm going to take the spice down just a little bit. Good morning, my friends. Boy, I don't know about you guys, and I know that we have people from all over the United States here, but here in Green Bay, I am ready for some sunshine. I'm ready for sunshine, not just a little sprinkle. I'm ready for days of sunshine. Lisa, good morning. I think I saw tomorrow is supposed to be like 79 degrees. I hope that sticks. Oh no, not tomorrow, Saturday. I'm a day ahead on my excitement for the nice weather. Dee Dee, good morning. Kim, good morning. The vaccinator. Good morning. Oh, Charmaine, good morning. Sarah, good morning. I can't be as boisterous as I would like to be because the more boisterous I am, the scratchier it gets. So I got to keep it down. And that's really hard to do. Dina, good morning. Carrie, good morning. Anybody else ready for some sunshine, some vitamin D? Robin, good morning. Corey, good morning. Corey, I'm a little jealous. I don't know if Chuck saw it. Corey went and saw the Brewers yesterday.
What?
I know. I love it. Amy, happy Friday Eve. Tammy, I don't know. Did the Brewers win? Did they win?
We don't get to watch Brewers anymore.
We don't.
Stupid Hulu.
Yeah, we have Hulu. Morning, Jolene. Sue, good morning. Hootsek, good morning from Chris and Chloe. Sarah's ready for the sunshine too. Yes, I'm so ready. Karen, good morning. I feel like some vitamin D would work this out, but instead I'm stuck with this. I'm stuck with cloudy. Stacy, good morning. Karen, good morning. But on the bright side, I am blessed to wake up every morning, cloudy or not, right? Cloudy or not, I'm blessed to wake up every morning. Oh, they did not win, but she still had a great time. Jolene, so I was sore before the workout. I'm even more sore now. Yes, I cannot remember. Like, I swear I say this all the time. I am so incredibly sore. I love it. My glutes, my arms, my back, I'm feeling muscles that I thought maybe, they won't be sore for a while. So not the case. Lori, happy pre-weekend. Woo woo. Dee Dee, don't see the Brewers either in the UP. What a bummer. So we've been thinking about going from Hulu to YouTube TV. Am I saying that right?
Yeah, but I think the only way you get to Brewers now is if you have cable.
Oh.
So it's still poo-poo.
Oh, and we aren't going to pay for cable. We are going to sacrifice, unfortunately, our Brewers because we're not going to pay for cable.
Time to go to the black market.
It's time to log on to the neighbor's cable. No, we are not going to do that. Everybody, just calm down. Oh, my goodness. Good morning to everybody jumping on. Monica, hello. All right, so I had one joke today, and I actually remember it. So here it is. I have to get into joke mode. I only know 25 letters of the alphabet. I don't know why. All right, take that one and run with it. Take it and run with it. Amy, ladder day. Yes, it is. Shayna, good morning. Tammy, I have YouTube TV. Oh, and you don't get I think Chuck just said you probably don't get the Brewers either. All right, I better get on with the show. Pardon me if I'm a little scratchy here and have to take a couple drinks of my coffee, which I did forego I think it's the first morning and I don't know how long. I just was too lazy to make milk foam today. I just didn't want to do it. I wanted to get to my message and take my notes. All right, so the past 2 days, Chuck has flattered me. Can you get vitamin D if you stick a cutout of a sun on your window? Probably wouldn't hurt. So I don't know. Does it look sunny while I'm sitting here? I have a ring light right here. And I'll tell you, the brightness of that ring light, I swear it does something because when I shut it off and it goes dark, I feel different. So I don't know if you have a ring light, turn that baby on bright and sit it next to you. There probably is no effects from it other than it's just bright. Terry, good morning. All right. Chuck has flattered me by saying that he thinks my best coffee talks of 2021 or 2020, I don't even know what he said, were the past 2 days. They did go really deep. The past 2 coffee talks went really deep. If you haven't watched them, go back and watch them. But more than watch them, if you feel like something, if there's a switch that's flipped, do something about it. Now, maybe you don't know what to do about it. That's what we're going to talk about today. So on Tuesday, we talked about self-love. We talked about how sometimes the things that we say to ourselves are things that like we would really label verbal abuse. We would label mental abuse because we would never say the things we say to ourselves to someone else. Then yesterday we talked about the actions. We talked about how some of the actions we take are abusive to ourselves. If you have goals that you are trying to hit and you are doing things to sabotage those goals, that is a form of abuse, my friend. So today we're going to talk about those things. We're going to talk about recognizing the triggers, and we're going to talk about how to work on them. Tammy, good morning. All right. So, we talked about how we're going to change it. First, coming to terms and recognizing what it is that's happening. That's the first step. If you can't do that, it doesn't matter anything that I say beyond here. You have to come to terms with it. You have to recognize that you are saying these things to yourself, that you are doing these things to you, and you have to stop blaming somebody else. Working with people over the past 15 or 20 years, people will hire us as a coach, and when things don't go right, it's really easy to throw the blame out on someone else, but you have to look in the mirror. It's not your coach's responsibility. They're guiding you. They're trying to lead you down the right path. Are you taking their advice? Are you following them down the path, or are you just tiptoeing on their path, but still 1 foot in on yours because you still think you know better, even though you haven't gotten any results? Really think about that. How about your spouse, right? How about your spouse? Maybe you're blaming them. Maybe, they don't want to eat what I eat, so I have to make the food they want. My children don't like this, so I have to stop blaming them. Stop blaming them. It's your choice to continue to make the food that they want. They're not going to starve. You can make any food you want. They're not going to starve. You could make a meal with a little sprinkle of what they want and a sprinkle of what you want, and you could make it work. You could probably also eat what they're eating and eat it in moderation, or eat a serving and still be fine. We have to stop blaming somebody else. It's not your boss's fault that you're miserable at work. It's not their fault. If it is if you really think that, you're at the wrong job. You have to stop blaming other people. That's the first step. You have to recognize that it is all in your control. That everything you say to yourself and every action you take is all on you. Yeah, I know we all get thrown curveballs, right? We all get thrown curveballs. But you can't say that you haven't gotten results for 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, 6 months, or a year because of curveballs. It just doesn't work. A curveball, eventually, if you're using it every day, that's your normal life. It can't always be a curveball.
Gotta learn how to hit it.
Gotta learn how to hit that curveball. Ooh, I like that, coach. I like it. All right. The second step beyond recognizing is coming to terms and realizing, then recognizing your triggers prior, recognizing them. What is your trigger? Is it overwhelm? Is it people? Is it an environment? Is it certain situations? Is it an anniversary date of a loss, an anniversary date of trauma? Is it family friction? Is it financial problems? What is your trigger? Got to get real with that. And you know what? I know that you know it. I know you know it because I hear it all the time. I had to work late. Trigger. My husband said this. Trigger. This happened at work today. Trigger. I didn't get my workout in. Trigger. Like, we have all these little things that trigger us to step into whatever that abuse is, whether it's emotional or actional abuse against ourselves. Do you take the time to recognize your triggers, or do you just let yourself get steamrolled with them time and time and time again? It's really easy. It's really easy to let those things happen and to continue to blame other people. We have to start taking responsibility. If we want to achieve our goals, We have to take our own responsibility. It is all on us. All right, number 3, having a plan of action against the triggers. All right, so there's 3 things happening here. Coming to terms and realizing what's happening, recognizing the triggers, and then having a plan of action against the triggers or when these triggers happen. Number 1, when something is happening and you start to feel that building up inside of you, do you ever do this? Sounds cheesy, but it works. Do you ever take a moment to take a deep breath? Take a deep breath. Recognize what's happening. Did you ever take the time? Maybe you're at work and maybe somebody is totally ticking you off. Maybe you're at school, Chloe, and somebody is frustrating you. Pull out a piece of paper and write down what's happening. Write down what's happening. Write down how you're feeling. And now that you're that far, write down what you're going to do about it or what you're not going to do about it. Be present in that moment to recognize what's happening. Are you mindful? Are you mindful, or do you just all of a sudden get clubbed alongside of the head with something you weren't expecting, and now that's it? You gave up your whole day. You're going to miss your workout because this happened. You're not going to eat your lunch that you packed because this happened, or you're going to go home and drink because this happened. Be mindful. Be prepared. Be ready for anything. As hard as that is, be ready for anything because triggers are all around us. Amy, I got to learn how to hit the curveball. Now that's profound. I love it. Yes, we can have curveballs constantly, right? But every time you hit one, you're not letting it just become the normal. You're taking action against it. Go to somebody you trust. When this trigger is happening, I have a couple of girlfriends that when something's happening and that starts to pile up, they reach out to me, they tell me what's going on, and I don't say, oh girl, it's okay. What I say is take a deep breath. Take a deep breath. You know, you're right in the middle of it right now. You don't know what the outcome is. You know that this person or this situation is really not meant to hurt you. Like, have a sounding board, but have a sounding board of somebody who's going to be honest and truthful with you and not just be like, yeah, girl, that situation is terrible. That person's a jerk. That guy's a jerk. That's not what you need to hear, because when you get over it, that's really not the truth of what was happening. Just in a moment you were triggered, probably because you've been triggered in the past. Probably because you have a little trauma, you have a little loss, and you haven't really ever dealt with that. Amanda, I need to hear this today. I ate my feelings all week. I feel you. It's time to recognize those things, and we're actually going to talk about that a little more. Jolene, I got to leave for work. Wish you could work while I was driving. Too bad I can't tune in on the radio. We're working on our podcast. We're working on it. There's an idea. Start a radio show. You know what? Maybe we will. And then it's, what do you turn to? Like Amanda said, are you turning to food? Are you turning to alcohol? Are you starving yourself? Right? That's just, starving yourself is just as bad as turning to food. It is. There is no one lesser evil than the other. It is what it is. It's abuse no matter how you look at it. But Roxanne, I'm addicted to these things. You know, when things go bad or I'm addicted to the food. I'm addicted to the alcohol. I heard something profound this week, and I'm going to share it with you. Do you really have an addiction? Because I think I told people for a long time that I had an addiction to alcohol. I didn't have an addiction, but let me continue on here. Addiction is giving up everything for one thing. You gave up everything to eat that food, right? No, it really isn't like that. To recover, you're giving up the one thing for everything. All right, so I'm going to read that one more time. Addiction is giving up everything for one thing. You're giving up your family, your friends, your job, everything. You're giving it up for that addiction. To recover from addiction, you're giving up that one thing for everything, for your family, for your job. It's more like you have a really bad habit. You have a really bad habit of turning to food. You have a really bad habit of turning to alcohol. It's not an addiction. Stop. We have to stop saying that. But I'm addicted to sugar. You're not addicted to sugar. You're not selling your microwave on the corner for sugar. You're not lying to the world. Well, you might be. But you see what I'm saying? You just have a really bad habit of turning to this one thing when things go sideways. It's a really bad habit that you don't want to take the time or the discipline to break. That's what it is. Why? Because it's hard work. It is hard work to give up a bad habit. I haven't drank any alcohol now in, I don't know how long it's been, since we've been back from our vacation. And before that, it was like, I don't know, like 6 months or something like that. And I kept saying it's because I'm addicted. It's because I'm addicted. I'm not addicted. I was using life as an excuse to have a glass of wine every single night. It was a really bad habit. It was a really bad habit. What is your bad habit that happens when these triggers happen? Are you over-exercising? That can be a very bad habit. You're over-exercising, you're under-eating, and somehow you're upset that you aren't achieving your goals. It just doesn't work like that. You cannot beat your body into submission. You can't punish your body when things go haywire, whether that is by starvation or overeating or alcohol or whatever it is that you might do. You cannot beat your body into submission. You can't beat your mind into submission. You have to take time to recognize what's happening before it happens. If you aren't doing that, you aren't really looking to change anything. You aren't really looking to change anything. You're pretty okay with the way things are. If you weren't, you are going to take today and start to recognize how you get from the positive you in the morning to the stuff in your face at the end of the day, to the starving yourself at the end of the day, to downing the wine at the end of the day. Debbie, hello. So habits can be negative or positive. Addictions can only be negative. That's just the way it is. Addictions. Can I be addicted to exercise? Not in a healthy manner. You can't be addicted to something and have it be positive. You can have tons of really good habits. I get up every day and I do my smoothie. I get up every day and I do my workout. I throughout the day I get all my water in. I have a really good habit of choosing fruits and veggies for my food. Those are really good habits. But when you start to use the word addicted, there's a negative connotation to that. And start to think about why you're using that word. All right, my friends, that's where I'm going to end it today. The past 3 days, we've talked about all of these things. I want you to start to think about how you're going to work on them. How are you going to get out of this vicious cycle of verbal, emotional, or action abuse against yourself? Who are you blaming and how are you going to stop it? How are you going to take different actions so that you don't stay in that vicious cycle? It's only going to come down to you. You can blame everybody else if you want. You can blame everybody else and everybody else's actions and moods and words, but it comes down to you. You have the power to be stronger than any outside force. All right, my friends, that's where I'm going to leave you today. Coach Chuck is going live at noon with the Noon Nugget. We'll both be back tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. for Coffee Nuggets and Saturday at 7:30. You know we'll be sweating together. I think last week, how many people did we have on? 130? 130 people were sweating with us last Saturday. Join us. Have some fun. Let's make it a party. The more the merrier. All right, my friends, I love you all. I've been so blessed to spend this week with you and this past year. I look forward to seeing you again tomorrow morning. Have a great day.